Hey, I am back for another Pose review. This is Pose episode 2. So let's get into it. So when it first opens, the first category is Bring It Like a Weather Girl. So Angel walks out. Angel has on this houndstooth outfit with the weather girl stick that she's. It is so cute. I'm gonna get on y'all nerves because I'm a geek, but it's okay. Of course, your girl Angel wins. Bring It Like a Weather Girl realness. She was so cute. And then after that, the next category is Legendary Runway. So then we have Mother Electra walk out for Legendary Runway in this blue chiffon outfit. And then she's giving life. She's giving life. She's doing her, posing, of course, doing her. And after that, here comes who else? Blanca. So Blanca comes and Blanca challenges her for Legendary Mother. So they are both competing against each other for Legendary Mother. Blanca has on this pink outfit. I want to say it's like ruffles or something at the bottom. And she had on this really big hat. Gave life. Everlasting. And she just was swirling. So cute, pretty, doing her. And of course, Blanca wins. But we have a category that I'm going to add onto my videos, and it's going to be called Epic Reads. And the first epic read of the day goes to one of the judges. So Electra loses because she gets 1-9. And the judge who gives her a 9, she tells him, I demand you tell me why I'm getting a 9. And he told her that her outfit looked like the inside of a coffin. I almost died because this shit was so funny. Oh my God, it was so funny. So after this win, our girl Blanca becomes contender for Mother of the Year. So once our girl Blanca, Evangelista, when she wins, her and Damon are sitting on the steps and they're conversing, they're talking or whatever. So Electra walks over to them and she basically goes at Blanca because Blanca won. So in the midst of all of this going on, we have our next epic read that comes from Electra. Electra tells Blanca, you are the Cracker Barrel to my Gucci and Saint Laurent. Oh my God. Electra has been Mother of the Year 6 times. Okay, so our boy Damon meets Ricky for the first time. Ricky is this slick little guy. He from what you can see, he's a little fly. From what we can tell, Damon really likes Ricky. Really likes Ricky. So Ricky is like, can we just hang out? So instead of hanging out, Damon says, well, won't you take me on a date? So Ricky's like, okay, but I'm more of a fast food type of guy and not like a sit down and really have a meal type of guy. So he takes Damon to go get a slice of pizza. And during this, I'm gonna say this is the first time that we start to see how inexperienced Damon really is. So after Damon and Ricky goes to get pizza, we find them at the pier. So they're at the pier, they're talking. I want to say, what they were talking about? They were talking about Janet Jackson. That's what they were talking about. They were talking about Janet Jackson going and stepping out on her own and being an artist. That's so funny, the year that it's supposed to be. Around the time that it's supposed to be. Because it's right after Good Times and everybody loved Janet Jackson from Penny. It's right around that time where Janet is making her transition in her career to become a solo artist and be outside of her father. So Ricky tells Damon, I want to show you something. So he goes and he runs. And I'm looking like, what is going on? Why is this man running like this? So he runs and he runs into, I want to say, I think it was a vacant building that was on the pier. Now, we already know about the pier, okay? From the previous episode, we know that the pier is really a place where gay men go to have sex or to buy sex. That's what we know about the pier. So Ricky shows Damon this spot and he's like, this is my favorite spot. So Damon's just looking like, okay. So Ricky knows that he has to do something to kind of grab Damon's attention so that he can do what he's trying to do. So he grabs Damon's hands and he twirls him around and he gives him a kiss. So as he's kissing him, he's like really grabbing Damon's behind. But like, we know that Damon is not ready for that. Like, that he's not really ready to go all the way yet. I think that he probably needs to really like somebody and really want to explore that option with them. So he tells Ricky no, basically, he's not ready, and they leave the pier and Damon goes back home. Now when Damon gets home, Mother Blanca is waiting for him. She's sitting up on her couch and she's waiting for him. He tries to sneak in, but it does not work. So he walks to the back, he walks to her room and he sits down and she's like, "Why are you late?" Yes, she's not his real mother, but like I told you before, gay houses, they're supposed to be a surrogate. That's what they really serve as, a surrogate, and a way to, integrate you into the life. So he's basically like, I'm late, but like, he doesn't really have anything to say. He doesn't have a reason why he's late. So she's like, did you have sex? Were you using drugs? Because something has to be going on for you to be 2 hours after your curfew. So he tells her, no, I didn't, I didn't use drugs and I didn't have sex. He was like, he kind of sits there and explains to her that he's kind of confused. They sit down and have like a real heart-to-heart conversation, because Damon has never had sex before. Damon has, he had the birds and the bees talk with his dad, but of course that was birds and the bees on the straight side. It was about females. So he feels like he doesn't know what two men do together. He's not sure. So Blanca tells him, okay, I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to tell you what nobody else is going to tell you, okay? So she goes and gets these pamphlets and gets him some condoms and she gives them to him and she's just like, take this. He's like, well, I'm not ready. She's like, but nobody's ever ready. And when you are, it's just going to happen, basically. And you need to take this because I want to teach you something. So they sit down and they talk, basically. And Damon just says that, Ricky wanted to have sex, but he wasn't ready. Blanca then proceeds to tell him about tops and bottoms. So tops and bottoms in a straight world, I'm going to say all we know is that's what you know, a top and a bottom. I'm going to say what you would compare it to is a dominant and a submissive. That's what you would compare it to. I would call the bottom submissive and I would call the top dominant. However, it doesn't always have to be like that. Guys, don't ask. Like, I had somebody really comment on my video and ask me, was I a trans woman? I have children. I'm a woman, for one. And for two, I have a best friend that is gay, and we have been friends since high school. So I have hung around gay people, all that good jazz. So I know a lot about the community from my friend. So that's how I know all my information. Now back to the subject at hand, tops and bottoms. So it doesn't always work out like you think it does in the straight world. Is that the male that's the top is going to be dominant, and the male that's the bottom is going to be effeminate. That's not always how it works. It's a give and take relationship. So sometimes they flip-flop. So I feel like if you need to know any more, you probably need to ask somebody who you know and get the explanation from them, because I don't feel like if you're straight, it's not even really something that you should be inquiring about too deeply anyway, because you're not sleeping with that person. So whatever they do behind closed doors is none of your business. That's just the way I think about it. We always have to have a funny scene, and a funny scene is when Damon asks Blanca, so what if I fall for another bottom? And she asks him, so what are y'all going to do, bump purses all night? That shit was funny. So she, in the midst of this conversation, she tries to tell him and school him, like, always use protection, because it's a disease out there, and if you get it, you're going to die from it. So you need to always protect yourself. Okay, El Girl Blanca has a situation at this bar. The bar is called, what is it called? Because I wrote the name down. Boy Lounge. That's what the bar is called. All right. Some people don't know that it's a hierarchy in the gay world. Okay? It's a hierarchy. You would not think that, you would not know it because you're straight, so you don't know. But it's a hierarchy in the gay world. The transgender females are at the bottom of the barrel. That's just what it is. It's not right. No, in any shape or form, it's not right. I don't care what anybody says. Don't come on my video being derogatory. I'm not a trans, but I do love them. Okay, they're people. At the end of the day, they are human, and it's despicable how people act. But anyway, Blanca goes to this bar and she sits down and she has a seat. She invites the I'm not sure. I want to say this girl is Latina, and she's in Electra's house. I have not heard her name yet, so I do not know her name. If you guys know her name, drop her name down in the comments. But it's the one that's always wearing a fur jacket. So she meets up with her at this bar, and she comes and she's looking around like, why are we here? And Blanca's like, I want to celebrate my first win, and I want to drink, and I want to drink from here. So she's looking like, you starting trouble, basically. Like, these people don't want to serve us. In the midst of them even having this conversation, a guy walks over to her and is like, what did he say to her? He said something crazy to her. Ooh, or is it Halloween or something like that? So basically, the bartender comes over to him and he's like, I'm going to give y'all one drink, but after that, you got to leave. Because people are asking me if it's gay night. So not gay night, if it's drag night. So back to the hierarchy. That's the hierarchy, okay? Your type A white gay male is at the top he's the top echelon, just like he's the top echelon in the world. Let's be real. He's at the top. So like I said, it's a hierarchy. He's at the top. So that bar is geared towards those type of men. So Blanca, she gives them a hard time, but they end up leaving, her and the girl, because the girl didn't really want to be there anyway. And they have the conversation outside of the bar that I just had with you guys about the hierarchy of gay culture and how they are at the bottom of the barrel. And she does not understand why Blanca even would try to challenge these people, because she feels like it just doesn't make any sense. Blanca is our hero. Like, Blanca feels like, I'm about to die for this shit. So because I'm about to die for this shit, I'm going to make sure that before I go, something changes. Something happens. And that's what she's trying to do. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I also meant to tell y'all that the manager had the audacity to invite them to another bar called the Cubbyhole and tell him that he knows the manager there and they can drink all night for free. She didn't want to go there. So how you gonna try to make her go somewhere she didn't want to go? So Damon goes to his first ballet. He's invited by his dance instructor, and he's invited with all seniors. So it's an excellent opportunity for him. And of course, he takes the opportunity. And in the midst of him taking this opportunity, he also misses his date with Ricky that he was supposed to have that night at the pizza shop. He kind of doesn't care that he misses it because Angel said to him that, Ricky is the hit it and quit it type. Our girl Blanca goes back to the boys' lounge again. This time she's by herself because the bar is actually in her neighborhood. So it's a walk. She can walk there. So she goes by herself and, she goes in there and she tries to have another drink. This time she literally gets thrown out. Like, literally thrown out by the police. It absolutely makes no sense. It's crazy. So we get our creepy guy from American Horror Story. Next time I'm going to find out this guy's name because I do not remember his name. I don't remember his name being said. So the white guy who likes Angel. So he goes to look for Angel down at the strip and Angel is not there. So this transgender that's down there informs him that Angel took her talents indoors. So we see him go to like one of the, basically it's the nasty store. It's the store that sells the DVDs. Well, and nowadays DVDs, but back then it was VHS. The VHS porn tapes and the sex toys and the lingerie and all that stuff. In the back of there, they also have like girls inside of boxes where you can stick coins in and basically watch them. And a lot of men go and they sit and they do that and they masturbate. So the guy goes and he finds Angel. So he's basically talking to her and he's asking her like, well, why are you here? And she's like, I would rather be here because I'm safer. At least here, nobody's touching me. I get paid like one something a night, so I'm straight, and it's better than being on the street and winding up dead in a gutter. If you have never seen a ballet, then you don't understand that ballet is a form of dance that is like, it's emotional when you watch it for the first time, because the dancers are not only dancing but they're also acting, if that makes sense. So ballet is like it's just different. If you have never experienced a ballet, I say go do it. Even if you go see the Nutcracker, even if you just go take your kids to go see the Nutcracker, I'm telling you, it will change your life. So he leaves and he's on a high about this ballet that he saw, and it makes him even more excited about dancing. So Angel and the guy from American Horror Story, they sit down and they talk, and basically he tells Angel that, I don't want you in a place like that, and I don't want you outside on the street. I don't even want anybody touching you, whatever. So Angel's basically like, okay, so if that's what you want, then what's gonna have to happen is you're going to have to get me an apartment. You're gonna have to get me a place, and I'm gonna have to become a Cap woman. And when I become a Cap woman, I won't have to do those things. So while sitting at the table, they basically sit and they decide together that yes, he's going to get Angel an apartment. So he's gonna get Angel an apartment. It's gonna be a 1-year lease. So from now on, basically Angel's his, and Angel is not going to work on the streets anymore. So our next category is Dynasty Realness. So during this Dynasty Realness category, our girl Electra comes and she brings it, girl, giving you all Alexis Carrington for days. So she wins. So after she wins, she's kind of pissed because she's looking around and she basically is like, okay, well, where the hell is Blanca at? Why she not here? Because a win does not count if she's not there, the competition. So remember I told y'all that Blanca had got literally thrown out of this bar on her ass. So she ends up getting locked up. No, matter of fact, she go back to the bar again. And this time when she goes to the bar, they call the police on her because they sick of her. So when the police comes, the police are like, well, yeah, ma'am. And, one of the other guys make a comment like, that's not a ma'am, that's a he. And, and then Blanca's like, no, I'm a woman. What are you talking about? And they're like, no, you're not a woman. So then the officer's being smart and he starts to use he pronouns talking to Blanca. So they end up taking Blanca. Blanca gets locked up. And while she's in jail, she's looking around because, she's afraid. Because in jail, trans people, they get raped. That's like, especially back then, like, it was horrible. So I believe that she's sitting there and kind of just like afraid and not knowing what's going to happen to her next. So she gets bailed out. So she's like, who the hell bailed me out? So she comes to find out that Electra bailed her out. So Electra tells her outside that, I bailed you out because I didn't want the competition. The balls are our place. That's where our people belong, basically, is what Electra is saying to Blanca. And she's like, you came in and you started something and you need to finish it because now you're my competition. And basically, like, I need to eliminate you. And that's why I came and I bailed you out. I also think, Electra bailed her out because at the end of the day, she's her mother. Sometimes I think that we all have different relationships with our mothers. Some people, when we grow up and we move out of our mother's house, we are still very close to our mother, and we can conversate with our mother, and our mother sort of becomes our best friend. And then we have other people that when they move out their mother's house, they don't get along with their mother. And I think that this is like sort of the case. Like, Electra is Blanca's mother. That's her surrogate mother. So Blanca is starting to come into her own, and she's starting to become her own person. And I believe that Electra knows the potential that Blanca has, and she's trying to push her to that, even though she does not respect what she's doing, because she lets Blanca know that she does not respect what she's doing, because it's nothing that she really can do about this. She's going to cause herself more pain, Electra feels like, than good, because it's just the way the world works. I think that Electra has gotten to a place where, she has people who give her money. She has people who, take care of her and all of those things. So she has some of the things that Blanca does not have. I believe she has parents, and I want to say Blanca said they had money. So, like, she's always been taken care of, and she's okay at the end of the day. But, like, Blanca is really somebody who has to get out here and stand out here on her own too, for real. And I just think that Electra really she doesn't understand her struggle, and she also doesn't appreciate her struggle. But I believe that in the end, I can see in the end Blanca gonna prevail, because just the way like I told y'all, I am somebody who character reads. I love acting. It is one of my natural gifts. So I can tell when a character is being molded and shaped almost like a human being, and later on down the line that this person is going to grow. And I can tell that Blanca is one of those characters. Blanca is going to grow into something that we are going to love. I think it's probably going to be next season. I don't think that she really going to come into her own this season. I think it's going to be next season, because at first I thought that the show was not like a full-on show, but it is. So, and now I apologize for that. I was wrong. But I think that she's going to grow into like an awesome person. I really do. And I just thank you guys for watching this review. I thank you guys for requesting this review. And I also want to let you guys know I do have other videos. So if you guys want to watch my other videos, come on and become a real subscriber to my channel. And don't just come here for polls, because this is just something that I'm doing because I feel like I want to get to know you guys, and I want you guys to get to know me. And this is the type of stuff that I love. Like, I'm going to do Claws next, because that's my other favorite show. So even though Pose is new, Pose has become my favorite show. I just want y'all to know that. It really has. That's the only reason why I'm reviewing it, is because I've fallen in love with it. But I want you guys to check out my other videos. I am here because I'm a business owner. And I'm building my business while also building my YouTube channel. So it's an excellent journey. If you guys begin to watch it, it goes back 2 years. It's my first video. I look a little different, but it's still me. So if you guys I would appreciate it. And thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. See you later.